History forgets the dreamers. It only remembers the winners. They called him a madman, a wizard, a prophet who stumbled into the wrong century. Today we live in the matrix of his mind. Every power line, every wireless signal, every neon light is a ghost of his imagination.
T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery, hoisting harmony to the heavens and opening new gateways for international science. Discovery has cleared the tower.
Houston now controlling.
Roll program.
Roger, roll, Discovery.
Discovery's roll maneuver is complete. Is now in a heads-down position on track for its flight to the International Space Station.
But who was Nikola Tesla really? Was he a man who held the keys to the universe, or a tragic genius crushed by the very world he tried to illuminate? To understand the storm, we must look at the spark. July 10th, 1856. A midnight tempest rages over a small European village. Thunder shakes the earth. Lightning rips the sky in two. The midwife gasps in terror. She calls the newborn a child of darkness, an omen of evil. But his mother looks at the burning sky, smiles through the pain and whispers, "No, he will be a child of light." From that night on, light became his beautiful curse. Since childhood, Tesla was plagued by a strange, blinding affliction. Without warning, flashes of light would explode inside his mind, bringing with them hyper-realistic visions. He didn't just invent machines, he lived them. He could build a complex motor entirely inside his imagination, run it for weeks, and calculate the exact wear and tear on the gears before ever touching a piece of metal. He was a prisoner of the future. (1884), the docks of New York City. Tesla steps off the ship into the roaring heart of the Gilded Age. In his pocket, 4 cents, a book of poetry, and a letter of recommendation to the most powerful man in America, Thomas Alva Edison. Edison was a pragmatist, a businessman, a man who gritted his teeth and worked by trial and error. Tesla was a purist, a theoretician who saw equations as art. They were destined to destroy each other. Tesla promised to redesign Edison's inefficient primitive generators. Edison looked at the penniless immigrant and laughed. "There's $50,000 in it for you if you can do it." Tesla worked for months without sleep. He accomplished the impossible. But when he asked for his reward, Edison coldly smiled and said, "Tesla, you don't understand our American humor." The money never came. Deeply betrayed, Tesla walked out into the freezing winter. He dug ditches for $2 a day just to survive. But a mind like his cannot be buried in the dirt. What followed was the War of the Currents, the ultimate battle for the monopoly of light. Edison's dangerous direct current against Tesla's elegant alternating current. Edison launched a smear campaign, electrocuting animals on stage to terrify the public. But truth cannot be suppressed. Tesla's AC current won. At the Chicago World's Fair, Tesla flipped a single switch, and millions of incandescent lamps banished the night forever. He had conquered the dark. With victory came fame. Tesla became the enigmatic rock star of the scientific world. In his Manhattan laboratory, he wore white tie and tails, catching lightning bolts with his bare hands to amuse billionaires and artists like Mark Twain. But his experiments were growing darker, more volatile. In 1898, he created a pocket-sized mechanical oscillator, a tiny device that tapped into the natural vibration of matter. He attached it to a steel pillar. Within minutes, the ground began to roll like ocean waves. Buildings cracked. Terrified citizens ran into the streets, screaming that an earthquake had struck Manhattan. As the police rushed the building, Tesla grabbed a sledgehammer and shattered his own creation. Later, he calmly remarked that with a larger version of that machine, he could crack the earth in two. Then came his grandest, most terrifying obsession, Wardenclyffe Tower, a massive iron-top structure rising over Long Island. Tesla didn't want to sell electricity, he wanted to give it away. His goal was to pump millions of volts directly into the Earth's crust and the ionosphere, allowing any human, anywhere on the planet, to stick a rod into the ground and harvest free, wireless power. But free energy has no profit margin. Wall Street panicked. His main investor, J.P. Morgan, withdrew all funding, asking a cold historical question. If anyone can harvest the power, where do we put the electric meter? The project was destroyed. The tower was demolished for scrap metal. The future was canceled. Broken, but not defeated, Tesla retreated to the high, lonely wilderness of Colorado Springs. Here, beneath the shadow of the mountains, he built his final masterpiece, the magnifying transmitter. This was no longer a laboratory. It was a cathedral of high voltage. The machine created artificial lightning bolts 100 feet long. The roar could be heard 20 miles away. The ground trembled. The air smelled thick with ozone. He proved his theories. He lit hundreds of lamps buried deep in the desert dirt, miles away, without a single connecting wire. He claimed he had touched the pulse of the planet, and it was here, in this electric storm, that the most famous photograph in the history of science was born. Look closely at this image. A man sits quietly in a wooden chair. He is reading a book, completely undisturbed, while thousands of blinding, lethal volts of electricity explode just inches above his head. It is a terrifying display of human dominance over nature. It was a promotional stunt, a brilliant piece of early photographic deception, a double exposure. First, the camera captured the violent, empty fury of the machine in a pitch-black room. Then, the power was turned off. The room fell silent. Tesla walked in, sat down with his book, and the plate was exposed a second time. Tesla himself admitted it. He wrote, "Of course, the discharge was not playing when the experimenter was photographed, as might be imagined. The safety was an illusion. The danger was staged. But while the photograph is technically fake, it captures a profound psychological truth. It is the perfect, unadulterated portrait of Nikola Tesla's mind. Absolute, unshakable peace, sitting directly beneath a raging, chaotic storm of pure energy. Now, let us step past the trick of the camera. Let us turn off the lights, turn off the voices, and step into the dark to feel the electricity he left behind.